Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, students. Welcome back to Dorkology101. I'm Tony.
I'm Mark.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Paul.
And I'm your host of it. Oh, we got a new guy here. Today we're going to talk about the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer. I'm very pumped for this. I can't make those feelings any more clear. But before we get into anything, I want to ask, as always, please, if you enjoy our content, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Trust me, it is a big deal, and it is super easy. But regardless, we enjoy you listening anyway. Let's get this kicking off. Game Freak and Nintendo put out a slew of information on, I believe it was Saturday, about a bunch of upcoming projects. Mostly DLC type stuff. Like, there's no new games exactly coming out except the one we're going to talk about today. Everything else, like Pokemon Go, Unite, EX, I think it is, or XD or whatever. And apparently there's a Pokemon Cafe that I'd never even heard of. Those are all getting like Pokemon added in new areas and things of that nature, which is great for those who enjoy them. I could care less. Game Freak hit us with a new Pokemon game, which is amazing. I thought maybe they might be deviating from the core games a little bit. I was considering, because I mean they make so much money from the core game that, you know, I wasn't 100% sure they were leaving away from it. But the way Arceus looks, it did seem like that was the natural curve they were going for, and just keep building on that. And if that was the case, I guess I'm willing to bend. I'm so happy to see Pokemon Scarlet and Violet lets me know that they're not giving up on that. That's still bread and butter territory. So I'm very pleased, especially since it's been like 3.5 years since we've gotten a fresh new game, since everybody who's a fan of the series knows that we've mostly been getting a lot of remastered work. The most recent Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were absolute crap fest.
Wow, has it really been 3.5 years?
Yeah, well, 3.5 years since we gotten something actually new. So Sword and Shield was like the last thing we got, and shockingly enough, that was like little over 3.5 years ago.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah,
It's like
it was
like last year or something.
Yeah, it feels like it was like last year, but yeah, they did add. I will say this: they did add over the last, I think, year and a half or so. They added new areas, new DLCs or whatever to them.
They had DLC that you have to buy, and I already bought the game, so screw that.
I ended up buying it I can't say like a moron, but mostly because I've been enjoying playing Sword and Shield again, because I decided to do a Nuzlocke run, my own Nuzlocke run. I just, there's other variations you can do that other people have created. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna create my own. So I'm doing what I'm calling a mystery trade Nuzlocke, which I'll talk about another time. But it's revitalized the game for me. So I was like, well, if I'm gonna play this much, and a little over 500 hours, says a lot, then I might as well just get the DLCs, fuck it. But if I hadn't done this, there was no way in hell I was gonna buy those DLCs. And they were still a bit more pricier than I felt comfortable with. I was like, damn, I'm like a year and a half behind. Like, I'm thinking, can I get a discount? Shit.
Talking about Nintendo there's no discount.
No such thing.
Pretty much, so. But I'm happy. One of the biggest things I love about these games, more than anything else, is the creative, interesting things they do with Pokemon. I love that. That's why I always wait for the new Pokemon to come out, because I can't wait to see what new weird idea they come out. Is the Pokemon gonna be a goddamn chair? Is he gonna be a ceiling fan? I don't know. I just want to see it, and what it does, and whether or not it's useful or not. I look forward to that. It's one of the few times I'll play a Pokemon game and I'm not online looking up a bunch of different, capture areas and this and the other. I can just play the game through and find things organically, and it's fun. And then I can play it through again. Now that I'm enjoying Nuzlocking, that's probably what I'm going to do after that. I would love to start streaming that, but it's going to take me a while to get the setup for that up and going. But I'm pumped for this. What are you guys' initial thoughts after watching the trailer?
Here's my concern. Is it going to just be more of the same shit?
It's gonna be the same shit,
Right.
honestly.
It's definitely going to be the same
Because
shit.
literally all I saw was like, oh, there's 3 new starters. All right, what else should draw me to this?
They're gonna go with the open world concept of Arceus. That's cool, I like it so far, but it's just another Pokemon game with the same thing with a new generation of Pokemon. That's it.
Just like America runs on Duncan, Nintendo runs on nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where my thing is. I love Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. Been here since Pokemon Red and Blue, since Yellow, since Silver and Gold, since Crystal. I've been here a while, but I need something to make me want to keep playing. The reason I got Arceus was because it was completely different. I need
Agreed.
something.
Agreed.
It's
That's the
just
main reason I
good.
bought the game like as soon as it came out.
Like Arceus was cool. It was a completely different concept. I love
of all of us. I was the first one to buy Arceus, and I still haven't started playing the shit.
See, that makes me just think like, are you just wasting money at this point, bro? Because
I swear to God, like, and I always sit there like, what the fuck was I thinking?
like, I'm almost done.
Uh,
I almost done the next, and I'm like, you still ain't even played it yet.
yeah, I'm more mad about the fact that we get this now after what, maybe I want to say a month since Arceus came out. Shit, if I had waited like I said, they would have announced this and I would have never bought it. I would have never bought Arceus. I would have like, fine, I can wait till the end of the year.
I might enjoy Arceus. It looks good.
Arceus is fun in its own way.
Yeah, I'm not saying I won't. I mean, I bought it now, so I'm definitely gonna play it. I'm not gonna do like I did.
I wish
with
I was
Borderlands.
that sure about any game I buy.
I mean, I was sure about Elden Ring, so that turned out.
Well, we'll get into that a little later. But as far as everybody's concerns about it being the same thing, you're probably not wrong. This is their bread and butter. I will say this. After seeing what they've done with Arceus, which honestly seems like a prototype for what we're getting in this game, because this looks a lot better visually. Like, it looks more lush. The Pokemon designs look... so it seems like they were like, we're going to do this Arceus thing, but we're going to take that thing and add it to the core game and just look a lot more polished. Which is fine. I think both look interesting in their own way, especially since I look at the... I know a lot of people were not a fan of the style, or rather... There were a lot of flaws, apparently, with Arceus. Some of those things have been fixed, but a lot of the stuff you can tell is very first draft-ish, and they can't tell whether it was pushed out too quickly or they were just like, here's a thing we came up with, let's give it a shot. But regardless, you know, it's done well enough. Unfortunately, it seems like the player base is in half on liking it versus not liking it, which is not... Yeah, which is not new to a lot of the Pokemon game, but it's usually not the game itself, it's usually aspects of the game. For a perfect example, in this new one, the community is pretty much not a fan, actually I say more people are not a fan, of the way the designs of the characters look. Now, I've never given a shit about that whatsoever, although I will add one caveat. I don't like that in this trailer, they don't show an ethnic variation of the character.
Do they typically have... Because I haven't really played that much of the Pokemon games. I've kind of dabbled, aside from like Pokemon Go and Let's Go Eevee. But do they typically have options for the characters where you can, you know, have a darker skin character?
Yeah, they've finally gotten into that over the last few gens, which is good. I'm just saying, commercial-wise, I would like, you know...
It's Nintendo.
Yes, it's
they
Nintendo.
They only care about one thing, and that's the core.
Money.
Yeah, I look at Nintendo like games for children of all ages, kind of a deal. You know, and that's what Nintendo always feels like to me.
Yeah.
But say again?
No, I was agreeing with you. I will say quite a few friends of mine who are Latino or Hispanic have been commenting that they're pretty happy to see that Pokemon is going in a Spanish style world for this one.
Yeah, I was actually curious about whether because I can't tell if it's in Italy or Spain.
It's Spain.
It's Spain.
Yeah.
Is it Spain?
Spain, Portugal, Moroccan, that kind of style.
Okay. Cool, and it makes sense. I mean, because the style is there. I wouldn't say I can't really see the Moroccan what's the word I'm looking for?
Motif.
Yeah, let's go with that. But yeah, I can definitely see the Spanish, Portugal kind of influence or whatnot. But regardless, I always like that aspect because I know the first couple games were based off the islands of Japan. I know we had the U.S. in Unova, I think it's pronounced that way, and then we had like France and Hawaii with Kalos and Alola. Apologies to anybody who I don't normally say the name of these places, so in my head it's just been this is the place. And Galara, which is the United Kingdom. So it's cool that we're going to a new place, which is, I mean, not that that's any different, but just happy to see new shit for, that's what I'm looking forward to. So, bring it on Spain. But I guess that's another aspect too. If this is a Spain, why do these kids look so goddamn white? Like
okay, you need to get off it, bro. Let it go. Let it go.
There's also a controversy about the eyes.
Is there?
No.
People seem to be really freaked out by the eyes of the main characters. Like they're too round, a little too close to the uncanny valley that makes people uncomfortable.
Okay, now y'all. Okay, at this point, I'm gonna say y'all people are nitpicking. It is a children's game about catching Pokemon.
Why people
Monster.
go so much into
Come
like
on.
freaking details like this? Like, I play the game, I enjoy the game. I don't give a fuck if it's in Spain or if the eyes or the colors. I don't care. I just play that game, and will I buy Scarlet Violet? Maybe. I don't know.
It's because Pokemon is a long-established franchise, and so anytime you get a reveal trailer that really doesn't tell a whole lot, you're gonna get people like super analyzing like every single thing. Like, look, this was in the trailer, and the security guard was in the room, and this was on the wall, and it's like they're gonna nitpick. They're gonna be like, this hints that maybe this game mechanic will be in this game, and you're gonna get that.
And there's people like me that will watch the trailer and be like, okay, a new one.
Can we just put those people in a corner and say, all right, you're going to stay here till the game releases so you can shut the hell up?
Yes, I agree.
Like I said, especially for content creators, that's kind of a big deal. This is bread and butter. Hell, look, we're doing it. It's bread and butter stuff. They put this trailer out, and we're gonna talk piece by piece on what's coming out for it. Now, we're not gonna do nearly as many videos about it. We'll probably do another video when it comes out, and what our thoughts are on how the game is, and like what it feels, blah blah blah. But there are other content creators that Pokemon is their jam. One of the guys I talk, HazezB, Pokemon is his whole jam. I'm actually, next time we do a Pokemon-based one, maybe especially once I actually fucking play Arceus, we might have a video. I'll ask to see if he wants to join us for this. They're going to have 30 breakdown videos about different aspects of it. That's just gonna happen,
Yeah, it happens with any major franchise. I mean, look at, if you can believe it, No Man's Sky is the same way. Anytime the head creator of the game tweets out a freaking emoji, the subreddit goes nuts. What does he mean?
I mean,
he tweeted a spaceship. What does that mean?
I mean, to be fair, because I was in the Five Nights at Freddy's community, there was so many theories and sub-theories and lore theories.
You want a franchise that really gets hot in that shit? Destiny.
Oh yeah.
We don't talk. No, we're not talking about. Nope. Don't do this, please. Please, no. Can't go back to that rabbit hole.
Just mention a sword on the screen, or look at this person's foot. My God, content creators, 30 videos on a foot.
It's an arm. Is that Saint 14?
Man, look, man. Screw Saint 14. Give me Kate back. I don't care.
Yes.
Make it happen.
Yes, I agree. Very much agree. But anyway, this is not a Destiny video. But yeah, I'm pumped for this. I don't really care what they do with these avatars or whatever. Although, a little diversity. I'm just saying, moving past it. I do
Not
like
unreasonable.
this, but let's talk about the starters real quick. Was it Sprigato?
Sprigatito.
Fucoco and Quaxley. I feel like Quaxley just doesn't ring out the way the other two do. Like the other ones feel very Spanish, sort of. And Quaxley.
Nah. See, Quaxley gonna be the one that has the dopest evolution.
Probably.
And it's not gonna make any sense.
I'm going Fuecoco. I always start with the fire types usually.
I always start fire type also, and this time around, I'm looking at the three starters, and I'm like, oh wow, original, another water type, another duck or something like that for water, like another bird. Ooh, then I'll go with Sprigatito, like the grass one, because the other two
I
doesn't.
Never go grass. Never go grass.
I honestly, normally I always go fire, but the other two, like Fuecoco and Quaxley, doesn't like rings a bell for me. Like,
I feel
except the only thing redeeming quality for Quaxley is like the hairdo. Like he looks suave.
Bro, he's rocking the Luigi hat. I'm like, where'd you get that from? Like,
other than that, I don't care about the Fuecoco at all.
What is it, a Buffont? Is that what the hairstyle's called?
I don't know, but he does look styling in a hat. So
I'm going for the duck only for one reason. Only for one. For the Quaxley, okay? There's only one reason I'm doing it, because I'm going to nickname him Daffy, and every time I fight somebody and they get beat, they're going to know they got beat by Daffy Duck.
I hope he's got an ability where he like takes out a comb. I think that would work.
If he does, I'm going to die laughing.
Like I said, for me, Fuecoco is easily my choice. I hope. The only thing I hate about starters, and I thought they finally kind of moved into finally change. I don't like single type Pokemon. Once they started adding dual types, I moved to that immediately. I don't know what it is. I just don't like single types. It feels like I'm being like handcuffed into one style, and I don't know. It's just who I am. And then they started finally adding like dual types as starters. And them being single types is one of the reasons why, like, I'll start with my single type and then I'll never, like, continue with it. I'll get, like, halfway through the game and I'm like, oh, I found something even cooler, and throw that on my team. It's usually a dual type. But, yeah, I'll probably go, and like I said, I'll probably go with Fuecoco. The grass type right now is being called the Weed Cat. I found that kind of funny.
Yeah, I saw that.
The what?
I got a real kick out of that.
Fine by me.
You posted is hilarious.
I love that I believe they released like he's gonna be like grass and dark, I think.
Well, I mean,
fire and ghost and water and rock, I think, or fight.
Well, are you saying like right now? Is that what you're saying, or are you talking about in Arceus?
No, not Arceus. I'm talking about Scarlet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing here, like the grass type, the Sprigatito, whatever it's called, is grass and I believe dark type.
Really? Because from what I was reading, it was just water, fire, and grass.
Yeah, and Fuecoco, and probably you're gonna get your nipple erect there, but the Fuecoco, whatever, he's fire and ghost.
My fingers! Oh, is that true?
Wait, he's fire
Nurse,
and ghost?
it's not his pinky that you're searing to the ground.
Wait, the first evolution?
I am a huge ghost type fan. I love ghost type Pokemon, Gengar being my favorite. There has pretty much never been a game that has had Gengar in it, which is pretty much everyone I play with constantly. I have a shiny one that I keep on Pokemon Home that I love very much.
And Daffy Duck's gonna be water and fight.
Hey, that's all I needed, so I get a water punch. This is gonna be awesome.
Honestly, I might end up. I mean, I'm not gonna get that, but my second playthrough, I might have to get down with that water duck. I mean, the idea of a water fighting type is kind of cool.
Wait.
The last fighting team I think we got was Poliwrath.
I just realized that means I can go Kung Fu Quackers.
Jesus.
Yes!
But anyway.
Moving on.
Yes.
I don't care. I said it, and I'm happy for it. I don't care. I will fight everybody here.
So, yeah, we're getting this towards the end of the year. So, I feel like it's going to give a lot of people time to finally get their jollies out with Arceus, and we can all properly move over to this Scarlet and Violet, which works fine for me. Going back real quick to something I kind of missed, I wanted to mention. Oh, I know everybody said that, it's going to be the same deal, as always. And I'm not going to argue that entirely because Pokemon has a core style that is always, that's what makes it the core game. I do have some thoughts on how they can change certain things for the better, but whatever. I do think this open world concept is a step in an awesome direction. One direction that I have been crossing my fingers for quite some time, and that is a MMORPG Pokemon game.
That would be cool.
I absolutely will lose my life to that game. I don't think there's a point in my time I won't be playing it. It is, oh my god, I love MMORPGs, and to give me that as an, oh my god, favorite game of all time, that's what that'll be. My god, that'll be just insane. But that's what I think. I feel like this is the next step in that. We got Arceus, which is cool, and that seems to, in some way, have led to the open world of this. And we'll see what happens in the next couple of generations. We might get it, you know. I really look forward to that. I hope we don't get this Pokemon sleep thing that has been kind of floating around the last 2 years or so. What I consider the creepiest goddamn thing you could possibly come up with. It's pretty
Pokemon sleep?
Yeah, it's basically, I remember they mentioned it a few years ago. As far as I know, I haven't seen any mention of whether it's still coming out or not. Basically, it's Pokemon Go, but while you sleep, it'll allow you to like accumulate things or whatever, Pokemon or points or whatever, while you sleep. Depending on like how long you sleep and how deeply you sleep and whatever will determine certain Pokemon you get and moves they have or whatever the hell. That's weird.
Yeah,
Right?
a game I can play when I sleep.
Is there any information on whether it like links up with stuff like Fitbit or the Apple Watch?
I didn't see that, but I assume that's kind of the only way it would work. It'd have to be some kind of biotech that, you know, monitors your sleeping. Otherwise, would make no sense to me. That's weird. I don't need Nintendo knowing what my sleeping cycle's like. That's weird.
I mean, but they already know everything else, though.
Yes, but when I go to bed, I don't know. That's a little stranger, you know. I don't know. I don't need them to know where, you know, how my blood flow is working while I sleep, and you know where it goes while I sleep. You know, it's weird. You know,
Watching you.
That's exactly what it feels like when you're watching me while I sleep. There's some guy at a desk somewhere who's just like, "All right, Anthony's finally asleep now."
That didn't sound creepy at all.
Let's do stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't want to even think about the implications of all that, but I hope we never get that. But anyway, any final thoughts, guys, on the trailer or your expectations for the game?
Honestly, the expectations for me are quite low. I didn't get any hype from it, so like,
No hype. No.
I'll buy it eventually, not on release, probably later on.
I'm pre-ordering all day, every day.
I'll wait till it's in GameStop for like $24 and go buy it used.
Yeah, exactly.
Same.
I don't know if you're gonna get it for $24.
I got Sword and Shield together for $20.
Yeah, I got stored for I think $35 here. Someone on Marketplace.
At GameStop?
No, I just bought it secondhand.
Oh, okay.
I bought it secondhand GameStop. I got it for like $20 together.
I guess if you're buying it from GameStop, it kind of makes a little sense, you know, since no one seems to care about GameStop anymore, and physical copies of games have become fossils.
Look, I'm not going to talk about that because I have feelings on why that's stupid.
Yes, I mean, yes and no. I see the upside to both. You know, physical copies being that A, you have it, B, you can sell it back if you want. If you decide you don't want to use a certain system anymore or your system breaks, you can transfer that game over to another game. Although you usually tend to lose save files, but now we have the cloud and such, so you know, keeping a lot of that stuff on won't be as problematic anymore. But then at the same time, you know, downloading it means I don't have to get my ass up and go somewhere. I mean, considering my situation, having a DLC really saves me a lot of time and money, technically. I mean, cheaper to download it here than having to pay for it from GameStop and have it shipped to me.
I'd be okay with like digital purchase if they were cheaper than the physical copy.
Here's my thing. With digital copies, you technically don't own anything. You just paid for the
exactly, and the fucking proof with Nintendo closing the Wii U store and the 3DS. If they ever close a Switch store in the next generation of Nintendo, you lose all that shit if you didn't save it. You didn't download it. So.
It essentially has changed as of recently because everything's now tied to your actual Nintendo account. So unless Nintendo decides fuck our account, which I never see happening, your games are going to be stored there. So even if I decide to move from Switch to whatever funky new system they come out with, it'll still be around. Your save files, I don't really know how that's going to work out, because your save files is usually on the system itself, unless you're able to send it to the cloud. Now I don't think that's a thing, but as far as the game itself, you have that on your account that you purchased it. It is there, and you can download it again, unless, and this is a big unless, you, for whatever reason, it will not be backwards compatible, which again doesn't make any sense in this day and age.
But like right now with the Wii U stuff, you don't download it before the shop closed, it's lost. You can't have it back.
Yep, it's like the.
I didn't buy anything on that.
Yeah.
PSP store.
Yeah.
I had so many games on there that I can no longer play, except because I have a PSP.
Yeah, I'm terrified if Steam ever goes down. That's a lot of money.
That's why I buy physical copy way before digital.
I guess for me,
I'll buy digital if I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like for the game, I know Pokemon has a good resale value, so I'll buy that shit physical. But let's say I bought, for example, Dead by Daylight on Steam, because I don't give a crap. No one's gonna buy it used for $10 or so. Know what I mean? As much as I love the game, but I have a full collection behind me of digital masterpiece. So. Physical masterpiece.
Roll the dice on digital, mostly because I just don't feel like dealing with physical copies anymore. I don't like the idea of how they sound in systems. And you know what, personally, physical copies are being phased out on systems as of now.
You miss out on having physical copy of Nintendo Switch cartridge where you can taste it because it tastes like crap intentionally. You can do that with a digital copy.
Okay, why? Okay, my only question is why are you trying to eat cartridges, sir? That's my only
because you have everything you do. You have to try it with your mouth first.
I'm not touching that.
I ain't touching it either.
Yep, I'm good.
I will say though, when my
for my defense, Nintendo released that like information when they released the Switch. So when I bought my Switch and then I got Breath of the Wild, the first thing I did before putting it in is just taste it. And oh boy, was that disgusting!
Why are you?
Wow.
It doesn't answer my question of why you're tasting.
Because I'm curious, man, and I want you to be disappointed in me again. It's not the Dorkology podcast if you're not disappointed in me, Brandon. See, that's what I was waiting for. I know I hit the sore spot there, and I'm proud.
No,
I will say though that when my solid state drive went out and I lost like all my save games,
you put it in your mouth.
The one saving grace is that all my save games are saved on the Steam cloud. So I was just able to reinstall everything from Steam, had all my games, no problem. If I had bought physical copies of them, my games would be gone unless I backed them up.
Man, can you imagine if we get like a message one day, from Steam or in the news about how something happened to Steam servers or some shit like really went down their cloud, some crazy shit happened and everyone on Steam lost all their files?
Oh my god.
You can kiss Steam goodbye.
You know that thing's probably backed up in triplicate.
Obviously. They probably got it in quads.
And if Valve ever shut down Steam, someone else would buy it up in a heartbeat to keep it going. Because it's money in the bank.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Sony, for something like that, I absolutely would imagine them to do it. Just jump on that shit immediately. Even if they don't use it, they would just take it off the board.
Oh, we definitely went astray there.
I think that's it. I think we've covered pretty much everything. Yeah. Again, is there anything else anybody wants to add before we close this out?
No.
Yay?
Nope.
Nay? Okay.
No.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. We love you guys listening to our nonsense. Before we go, how about you guys tell them where you can find
You can find me at every corner at your corner store. No. you can find me on... Sorry, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Hover, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook at LeonardX44.
You can find me at your local bodega. I'm sorry, that's the wrong podcast. My mistake, guys. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Hover, XPad, all at American Blackout.
And you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all the major platforms at either ELEMWIZ. That's Elamwiz or Elamwiz Gaming.
And as always, you can find me on your OnlyFans account doing under the name Squishing Potatoes. No.
And
you can find me Supersized Senpai on Twitch, Twitter, and of course YouTube. Also, I've said every last couple weeks, but trust me, I'm working on it, Discord account. I also can catch me streaming, which I'll be doing probably in the next 20 minutes or so. But that won't matter to you because this won't be out for at least a few days. So I want to thank you guys, as always, for making the time to come and do this. You know, this wouldn't be possible without you guys. I look forward to seeing everybody back here next week, and I guess that's it. Class dismissed.